this is a question of guts. The question of guts, which I raised today, the President of the United States is acting like something worse than a fool. He should not be let out without a leash. Should be ring around the world. He's going to make a mess of things. You've got to get him under control.
By the way, all of the jokes here tonight are brought to you by our friends at Goldman Sachs. So you don't have to worry. They make money whether you laugh or not.
When you criticize the president, you've got to see clearly, as it became very clear to me when I saw the evidence, this guy is a narcissist case. Specifically, he maps in history on the profile of the Emperor Nero, who was put into power by his mother, who he later killed, who was educated by Seneca, who he tried to kill in several successive ways before the job was finally done, and who understood nothing. A true Narcissus case, like Nero, is not concerned with reality. He's concerned with his illusion. He lives really in a fantasy life. And the only way you can deal with him as president, and I've indicated what the problem is about removing him as president, but you have to put him in an environment where the environment refuses to allow those games to be played. You stick in a position. See, he's not unintelligent. He's got the mechanism of intelligence, but he has no moral criteria. That is the Narcissus case, like an Emperor Nero, has no intrinsic moral character. Yet what they have, the Narcissus has a self-image. And what he tries always to do is not to avoid collision with the self-image, as he's crafted it. So he wants to see himself as always powerful, a genius, everything else. He's a guy who's a quick study. He's a facile asset. A quick study. He's a chameleon. And you imagine, what does a chameleon think about himself when he's going through what does a chameleon think when he's standing on a Scotch plaid? And that's your problem with this type of person. This guy is very specific type of personality. All the evidence is conclusive. You don't have to get into anything more than we know now. It's there. This is a Narcissus which maps onto the image of a Narcissus type such as the Emperor Nero. If you keep him in the way he's being kept in now, he's going to be that type. That's where he's going. That's what his character is showing you.
I have two words for you: predator drones. You will never see it coming. You think I'm joking? Speaking of tween heartthrobs, Scott Brown is here. I admire Scott. Rare politician in Washington with nothing to hide. Now, you should be aware that Scott Brown is not the only one with
You see, his instincts are wrong. And his self-adulation is manic, euphoric, self-adulation. This is the mentality of the worst kind of dictator. Don't let him get in the position where he has that kind of power. Keep him under constraint, the legal constraint within the American presidential system as it works. Keep him in that constraint. If you don't, you're creating a monster. You don't want a Frankenstein monster. You don't want a Narcissus in the presidency. And he's a case of Narcissus, just like Nero. And the program is basically that of Nero. He's a danger to all humanity if you don't keep him under control.